31 March 1932. Germany is cold, literally and politically, and as winter slowly melts into spring, one election just one is about to rewrite the future of Europe and the world. The year is 1932, and Germany has only one headline: the presidential elections. Because in the winter of 1932, all roads lead to Berlin, and all conversations lead to the same startling question: will Adolf Hitler become president of Germany? Our story begins not with the man who wanted to be president, but with the man who didn't. Current President Paul von Hindenburg is 84 years old. He's a German war god, a legendary field marshal, and a living symbol of the old order. But the old man is exhausted. In early January, he tells his chancellor, Heinrich, that he does not want to run again. Not another campaign, not another round of speeches, handshakes, and endless political wars, brewing panics. He has a radical idea. Just skip the election, change the constitution, and extend Hindenburg's term by 1 year. But there's a catch. To do that, Brüning needs votes from two very different groups: the Conservative National People's Party and the NS, Hitler's increasingly powerful Nazi party. Hitler sees the opportunity immediately, but his price is steep. He'll agree only if Brüning dissolves the parliament and calls for new national elections. In other words, let me run the table. Hindenburg, a man of tradition, is insulted by the proposal and refuses. And so, the election will proceed. But there's just one small problem. Adolf Hitler, the man poised to run for president of Germany, is not actually German. He renounced his Austrian citizenship back in 1925 and has been legally stateless ever since. He can't run for office if he isn't a citizen. But the Nazi Interior Minister of Brunswick, Dietrich Clackes, has a clever, if legally dubious, solution. In February, he gives Hitler an official government appointment. Under German law at the time, this simple act automatically makes him a German citizen. Now he can run, and he fully intends to. Presidential campaigns are expensive. Hitler needs money, influence, and a stamp of legitimacy. He finds all three in one place: the Ruhr, the industrial heartland of Germany. The key is Fritz Thyssen, a steel magnate and an early Nazi sympathizer. He invites Hitler to speak at Dusseldorf's prestigious industry club, a gathering of Germany's most powerful corporate giants. This is a tough crowd. Most of them distrust Hitler. They fear his party's anti-capitalist wing, led by the Strasser brothers, and their socialist rhetoric. They see him as a radical, a threat to their fortunes. But Hitler is a master performer. He steps up to the podium and delivers the speech of his life. He doesn't talk about nationalizing industries or seizing assets. Instead, he promises them everything they want to hear. He vows to protect them from communism. He promises cooperation with big business. He guarantees the sanctity of private property, and he offers them a strong, authoritarian state, one not ruled by the messy whims of the masses, but by the most capable few. The room listens. The captains of industry see a man they can work with, a bulwark against the Red Menace. Soon, the money will follow. Hitler has just successfully sold National Socialism as the future of German capital. While Hitler's star is rising, Chancellor is crashing down. He gambles his political career at the Geneva Arms Conference, hoping to win concessions from other European powers that would allow Germany to He needs a foreign policy victory to boost his government's flagging popularity. But France, ever wary of a resurgent Germany, blocks him at every turn. The talks collapse. Brüning returns home completely empty-handed. His popularity plummets. In Berlin, Hindenburg's closest advisor, the cunning General Kurt von Schleicher, sees an opportunity. He begins whispering doubts into the old president's ear, suggesting that Brüning is no longer the man for the job. The Republic is beginning to turn against itself. On February 23rd, the parliament officially schedules the election. The first round is set for March 13th, with a potential runoff on April 10th, if no one wins an outright majority. After enormous public pressure, Hindenburg reluctantly agrees to run again. The mayor of Berlin presents him with a petition signed by 3 million citizens, all urging him to save the nation from the extreme. To consolidate the anti-Hitler vote, the center and left-wing parties withdraw their own candidates and rally behind the old field marshal. Their campaign slogan becomes brutally direct: Smash Hitler vote. Hindenburg. Meanwhile, Hitler's propaganda chief, Joseph Goebbels, unleashes a media blitz unlike anything Germany has ever seen. Leaflets, posters, and radio records flood the country. Hitler embarks on a whirlwind tour, visiting 12 cities in just 11 days, and speaking to 500,000 people. His message is simple and powerful. 13 wasted years of the Weimar Republic. He carefully avoids attacking the beloved Hindenburg directly. Instead, he attacks the weak, chaotic democratic system that Hindenburg represents. It's a masterful strategy. March 13th arrives. The turnout is explosive at 6%, nearly 20% higher than the last presidential election in 19. The results shock the nation and the world. Hindenburg gets 49.54% of the vote, just shy of the absolute majority he needed to win outright. Hitler comes in second with 30.12%, which translates to over 11 million votes. The communist candidate, Ernst the Lammen, is a distant third. Hitler doesn't win, but he wins something far more dangerous: legitimacy. He has proven that he is not a fringe radical, but a major political force. The world is horrified. Germany is electrified. The runoff is set for April 10th. But then, suddenly, silence. Hindenburg, a man of tradition, orders an Easter political truce. All campaigning is banned from March 20th to April 3rd. For 2 weeks, the political machine grinds to a halt. It's a strange, tense, quiet 1 week to decide the fate of a nation. Germany isn't the only place in crisis. History feels like it's accelerating everywhere. In Asia, the Japanese army attacks Shanghai. In Manchuria, a new puppet empire is born under the last emperor of China, Pui. And in America, a story of personal tragedy grips the world. The Lindbergh baby is kidnapped, a crime that shocks and horrifies millions. Every headline feels momentous, another step into a dark, unknown future. As March turns to April, Germany holds its breath. The country faces a stark choice. On one side is Hindenburg, frail, aristocratic, and deeply patriotic. He embodies the past, the old German Empire, a world of order and tradition. On the other side is Hitler, young, relentless, and vengeful. He claims to embody the future, a new, radical revolution. And behind both men stands something much larger than politics: the fate of Europe itself. Because whoever wins this election will inherit a nation on its knees. They will inherit a collapsed economy, a humiliated and angry population, and a broken constitution. The Social Democratic Prime Minister of Prussia put it best: Germany must choose between the peaceful path of Republican life or a fascist valley of misery. On April 10th, 1932, millions of Germans will go to the polls to make that choice. But no one can yet imagine what they are truly voting for. They believe they are choosing a president, a party, a political direction. In reality, they are choosing the direction of human history itself. 3 months from now, Germany may look very different. The world may look very different. The final chapter of this winter has yet to be written. Thank you for watching. If you found this piece of history as fascinating as we do, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay notified for our next video. We'll see you then.